When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line.
I can taste triumph with the heart of a lion.
When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path, on the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate and glad to be your host. And I'm now proud to introduce members of the Krewe of Kajuns, or we have the executive board member, the Krewe of Kajuns, Mark Callahan. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And then we also have the Grand Marshal of the Krewe, Billy Gaston. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us.
All right, Mark, can you tell us, first off, when is the parade going to roll?
So we actually roll on Fat Tuesday. So Mardi Gras Day, March 4th, we actually follow the Krewe of Houma's parade. So we'll be directly after them.
All right. So can you tell us, I guess, a little bit about the Krewe of Kajuns? You know, how long have you been a part of it?
Yeah, so the Krewe of Kajuns actually were established, 1966 was the year. This is our 59th year of rolling. I've been a member for 7 years now. Joined the board and happy to kind of help grow the parade and make things, a little bit more structured, kind of make things grow a little bit better and just looking to put on a good show for everyone here in town.
All right. And I guess, how big is the parade now?
So right now we actually are going to be rolling with 21 throw-in floats. So we'll have 21 throw-in. Of course, our Grand Marshal will be on a float. And we also have several other special guests that will be in the parade as well. So we have a pretty decent sized parade this year. I mean, I think we actually grew, member-wise, we actually have 500 members that joined us this year. So definitely grew.
Oh, wonderful. Mr. Billy, let me ask you, what does it mean to you to be Grand Marshal this year?
It's actually a blessing. It's not only Mardi Gras Day, which you will be celebrating, but I'll be celebrating 10 years in business, in the swamp tour business. So it's a special day for me, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very exciting. I never rode in a parade before, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And Mark, let me ask you, is there anything that y'all are doing this year as far as theme-wise?
Yeah, so our theme this year is Krewe of Kajuns celebrates the Rock of Ages. And it's kind of unique because our crew is not only just adult, men or women, we actually have children on some of our floats that ride as well. So we thought, by celebrating Rock of Ages, we kind of pay homage back to our members by celebrating, the inclusiveness of everyone being a part of our parade.
All right. Can you tell me, I guess, a little bit about your float? How long have you been on that float and who you all riding with?
Sure. So I'm actually the float captain for my float. Since I joined the crew, I've had my float. Proud to be the captain of Tigeroo Crew. That's float name. We ride with 32 members on my float. We kind of known as the party float. We kind of wowed out most days. But we have a really great time, with the crew in general. So we have a good time, whether it's just our float or if we're having, our bash or something like that. Definitely all inclusive with all of our members.
All right. And the people on your float, is that people that you've known for years, or is it kind of a mix, or how do?
Yeah. So most of them are family friends, childhood friends. A lot of them just people, that we kind of meet along the way as we do, different events and things. They kind of see us parading and they want to join, so they reach out. So we kind of form relationships, and Mardi Gras is truly like a family. You kind of make these lifelong relationships with these people and kind of stick with them. So.
All right. And is there any, I guess, any guests appearing in the parade that you'll have, or a special guest, or?
Yeah, so I mean, aside from our wonderful Grand Marshal this year, we also going to have the Krewe Sophisticats join us. We also have the Rougarou Queen that's going to be joining us as well, which is really neat because I feel like the Krewe of Kajuns, kind of with the Cajun heritage and everything, and kind of bringing in the Rougarou Fest with that as well, is a really special thing for me. So that's one of the top things that I'm looking forward to kind of seeing on Ride Day as the queen from that festival.
Certainly. So is there any particular part of the parade that gets you most excited or that you look forward to?
I think just pulling out right in front of the mall, like the moment you make that turn from Bayou Gardens and you see like the crowd of people and you just see everyone there, it kind of hits you like, this is amazing. And that's something that I've shared with Mr. Billy, once he's going to cut that corner from never riding in a parade before, it's going to be a feeling like none other.
Well, certainly, Mr. Billy, you looking forward to that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to leading this awesome crew through the streets of Houma, where I was born and raised. Matter of fact, in the city of Houma. On Leveron, most of y'all know where Leveron is, right in the city. And I'm looking forward to leading the crew through the streets where I was born and raised. And there'll be a lot of tourists there. I've been I've been trying to put it out there to try to get a lot of the tourists to come in Houma, and hopefully they'll show up and we'll have us a good time. Praying on good weather,
Well, certainly that's the most important part, that can make or break sometimes. So, or it's all how you look at it. You can still have fun in the rain sometimes, but it puts a little damper on it.
Absolutely.
So you have your shaking hand ready for all the handshakes and waving you got to do?
How you do that?
Oh, just like the Rougarou Queen right there. So, I mean, what time does the parade usually roll at?
So Crew of Homeless is going to be starting for 1 o'clock, so we follow directly after. So typically, I'd say we normally pull out from the mall around 2 o'clock or so, just depending on, how large Crew of Homeless is. But typically around 2 o'clock, we'll start rolling.
Okay. And it looks like we have to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to you some more about, the name of the Krewe of Cajuns, Cajun heritage, and what all that means to this area. And then talk to Mr. Billy a little bit more about his swamp tours and some interesting things I'm sure he's got to tell us about that. All right, stay tuned for more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and I'm sitting here with Mark Callahan, who's the executive board member for the Krewe of Cajuns. Then we also have the Grand Marshal of this year's crew, Billy Gaston. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, talking a little bit about the name of the Krewe of Cajuns. This area, of course, being famous for Cajun heritage. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and as it relates to the history of the crew?
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever the founders actually created the crew, of course, we all know Cajuns are spelled with a C. Well, they actually went ahead and spelled our crew name with a K just to give it a little bit of a twist to kind of make it a little bit unique. So that's one of the things that I've always thought was kind of unique about our club and everything. Definitely relatable to, of course, one of the reasons why we have Mr. Billy as our Grand Marshal, just paying back that homage back to our heritage and kind of that sense of community of being in the Cajun community and everything. So we always try to find someone that kind of sticks out like that for us to be one of our Grand Marshals and kind of lead our parade.
All right, Mr. Billy, let me ask you, being, I guess, given swamp tours for all those years, do you see a lot of, how much does Mardi Gras affect, your business with the tourists coming in? Do you get a lot of tourists at this time of year?
This is a busy time of year, people coming into New Orleans. We do get a lot of people coming into New Orleans and coming down into the Bayou country. This is my busy time right now. We also have not only just the gators are starting to come out, but we also have the bald eagles feeding baby eaglets.
Oh, sure.
So we got a lot of photographers from all over the world that come down here to take pictures of the beautiful eagles. So it's a great time to come down here. Mardi Gras is a great time. The weather's nice. Good fishing, some of the best hunting and fishing in the world.
Certainly.
Here in the Atchafalaya Basin.
Yeah, I've been itching to get it back out there, but I haven't found the time yet, and it's killing me. But I'm sure you giving tours all day, it might kill you not to throw a line in while you're out there. So let me ask you, is there any particular area that you see, I guess, tourists more from one area than the other when they come down?
Oh, no, they pretty much stay. We try to keep them in Houma as long as possible.
No, but as far as the tourists themselves, do they come from one particular
They
area?
come from all over the world. You
All
know.
over?
We get a lot of people from France, Canada, just about every country you can imagine. What they want to see is beautiful swamp, in the Chafalaya Basin where I'm touring at is probably one of the most beautiful areas you're going to find anywhere. Just a lot of different birds, we have just about every kind of bird you can imagine. We had the Eagle Expo this past weekend. We've seen about over 50 different species of birds, not including the eagles. And you can see 40 to 60 eagles in a tour. So it's a great area, beautiful area. The eagles came back after 1972 when there wasn't hardly any eagles here in Louisiana at all back then. But now we have over 650 nests, and more than half of those nests are right here in the basin.
Yeah, that's the two things that were pretty much in trouble, the gators and the bald eagles, decades ago. And now those two things, especially in this area, have really just came back and flourished.
And that's what people want to see, so we show them the best of the best here in Terrebonne Parish.
Right, Mark, getting back to the parade a little bit. Of course, you have the main parade, but I know you also have a children's parade. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so annually, each year we do a children's parade in connection with or in partnership with Rouse's Supermarket. So this Saturday on March 1st, we'll have our children's parade at the St. Charles Street location here in Houma. Registration will be at 10 o'clock to start registering children, and the parade itself will be at 11. We'll parade through the actual store and everything, and kids are welcome to come decorated in strollers or little wagons and bring some throws to kind of throw out to the customers and everything. And then after the parade is done, we'll have refreshments, king cake and juice and everything in the cafe area.
All right. Okay. And now, Mark, as far as you and riding in the parade, is there anything specific that you like to throw out to people, or is there anything that, is your best throw of the year?
I do a lot of food items, so I'll have a lot of Rice Krispie treats or bags of M&Ms or a lot of sunflower seed bags, maybe hot fries. I'm big on food items, so I feel like it's always a hot commodity.
Nice. Now, as far as, I guess, gauging on how much you have to throw throughout the parade, I guess that's always a battle, which you have you gotten better on figuring that out through 7 years being in the parade already?
Each year I think is different. Each year really is different just because, we do different things throughout the day, riding party buses and, having a good time. So sometimes we might just get on the float and want to dance and have a good time. Sometimes we want to just throw. So it really just depends, I think. But for the most part, I feel like we have a good lock on, what to bring and everything. So for the most part, we have a pretty good parade where everyone's constantly throwing and you just catch a lot of good things.
All righty. So when you're not riding in the parade, what do you do during the day?
So professionally, I work for a software company, but Mardi Gras is kind of in my veins. I was also riding 2 other parades as well. So
really?
Mardi Gras is kind of all year for me. So I definitely partake in, other parades and kind of have things going throughout the year. So.
Well, I guess you certainly got a plan for buying a whole bunch of parades. You got to set some money aside. For this time of year. But
I have a running storage. My storage stays stocked.
That's good. And so, Mr. Billy, I guess I want to ask you, how special does it mean to you to be named the Grand Marshal?
Well, not only because it's the 10-year anniversary of my business, it's a blessing. We get to go out there, and all the great people of Terrebonne Parish gets to know a little bit about me and my business and what I do for the community. So, we do a lot for the community. We bring thousands of tourists into the Houma and Terrebonne Parish and its surrounding areas. So there's a lot to see and do here while you're visiting, and we try to keep the people here to spend tourism dollars in our parish.
Well, we certainly wish you all the best of luck and best of weather. Thank y'all for coming on.
Well, thank you
for having us.
All right, stay tuned for more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.